just a brief overview of reference management softwares. There are many different types of softwares out there, but I'll focus on just a few different ones which are the most commonly ones used in the scientific community. If you go to the UF's website, you can see that there's an overview of citation management software, and they're comparing particularly EndNote, Mendeley, Skywheel, and Zotero, again, which are the most common ones. EndNote is free for UF users, and the other ones are free to anybody else. So it's a great way to get started. Any of the reference softwares do pretty much the same thing. They collect references, store them, you can arrange them, and then you can use them for years after to write papers, all sorts of citations and things you need to do for your classes, for your research, and for your future career. To get started, I will start you off with EndNote. So if you go to EndNote Basic, you have to set up an account, which is again free for UF students, and you can use just to go and register for your account if you don't have one yet. I already have an account, and you can see what it looks like. I've been using it for years, and the first part when you get started with reference management with EndNote, you have to download a plugin for your computer. You can pick the software, whether it's Macintosh or PC, download the plugin, make sure that Word is closed while you're installing it, and then execute it. When you get the software, when everything is working, then you connect to the UF library. There will be a plugin in Word where you can directly communicate to your EndNote library. You can also do Capture Reference, which is a plugin, and EndNote Click, which is new, they just changed that. So any PDF you have open on your desktop, you can save directly into your library as well. I want to show you quickly how to collect references. There are 4 different ways of collecting references. You can do online search, where you go directly to the databases through EndNote, and the other software have that available as well. So you connect to the database in the software, and then you can search for citations. Say for example, Lyme disease. Make sure it's pretty specific. Review 2020, and then you can select the field. You don't have to. You can do author, title, all sorts of things, and then you should get your references. And then once you select the references, you can directly import them into your library. So you can see it found 86 references here, and all at the same year. So you can look at it, you can read it, you can look at the abstract, and then if you choose to, you can import it into your library. To import into the library, you just click the checkbox here. You can choose several if you want, and you say add it to a group, or you can make a new group. And so you can pick and choose where you want to add it, and then it's permanently in your different folders. Another way to import references or to get references is to manually add references. And there are many different styles, everything from a book to book selections, discussions, websites, figures, all sorts of different things you can pick and choose from, and then you just fill out the appropriate fields manually. I usually try to avoid it because it takes longer, and most of the references can be imported directly into your database from sources already formatted properly. The next way is to import references. And there would be, for example, if you go to Google Scholar, let's go to Google Scholar. You can search again, for example, Lyme disease review 2020. And there's a Google Scholar is a little bit a broader database than the National Library of Medicine. And for example, on this one, Lyme carditis and neuroborreliosis. And you can see there's this quotation mark, a citation here. So I click on this and then export it to EndNote and save the file. And then when I go back to EndNote, I can browse, search for the files in my downloads, and it's usually Scholar, that's the file name, and I can import it and then select the import folder is EndNote import. Again, you have to probably choose your favorites because there are different choices, so you can select favorites, but you do EndNote import, you select a different folder, and I just want to go into unfiled, and then I import my references. And you can see one references was imported, so that's now in there as well. And then there's a third way or another way of doing it, where, for example, if you go to a Google paper, what you've searched for, and then if you have activated your EndNote locker, you get this icon here down at the bottom, View PDF, and that brings you into another software plugin, your locker, your EndNote locker, and you can directly push it to your EndNote account if it's connected. So that's pretty powerful. Rather than importing it into EndNote, you can directly push it to EndNote account. So there are different ways of getting your references, and that's just one of the databases. There are different ones. Again, Zotero, Mendeley are the other common ones, and I will talk you through the other ones briefly as well.